What's up, Rip? What's up, Don Javi? Finally getting back to that course, you know what I'm saying? God. Nice, Rip. Papered, oh, paper hand. Oh, okay. What's up, noob? Mandalo? Yo, King Sky, thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. Jeff, Isabel, good morning. Isabel, nice to see you. I've been trying to get on in the evening. I'm so sorry. Little guy's growing up. He's his bedtime pushed later and just a wreck at night. The hardest job is taking care of my kids like for 3 hours now. Hardest part of my day. You know? Yeah, my daughter usually goes to bed at 8:30, which like my wife deals with, which be tough, you know. This can be tough because you know, she needs a break too. My daughter split her lip open a couple days ago. Like stitches on the inside. Yeah, dude. Messy, dude. I feel like the favorites always underperform at the World Cup. Now, Bix, how are you? I'm excited that it's World Cup. I'll tell you what, I love the World Cup, man. So much fun. Like, and I'm from a country that's not, we don't have a great reputation. World Cup. You know? We like we're just not a football country. Basketball, baseball, American football. Yo, Adil, thank you for that sub. Adil, 9 total subs, my man. Can't thank you enough, Adil. Zach Ross, thank you for the follow. 9 months, Adil. How are you? I'm happy. You know, I don't want to see. I want to see underdogs win. But at the same time, like, to watch talent get wasted, you know, like this will be Messi's last World Cup, right? It'll be Messi's last World Cup. It'll be Ronaldo's last World Cup. Well, Rippiano, did you see what calls the offsides though? It's the machine. The Saudis like had their back line up. They kept pushing that back line up. It was very, very strategic. Very strategic, I thought. I don't know about you guys. I thought it was very strategic. Era, yeah, you're right, Nibix. Neymar's last World Cup too, maybe. Yeah, I think Neymar might have. I think he's a little bit younger, but yeah, who knows? Man, it's tough, fam. It is tough to be in that top peak performance of any sport in your mid to late 30s. I just try to play pickup soccer once a week, and I have an Achilles injury, heel injury that's so bad I can't even play anymore. I'm doing rehab all winter just so I can play once a week next spring. I'm 30, you know, I'm mid 30s. I'm mid 30s and I went out and played, and I play hard. I'm very fast. I'm not like I'm not very, I wouldn't say I'm definitely not the best player, or even I'm probably like average soccer player, but like, you know, when I go out and play once a week. Now, forgive me if I offend anybody for calling it soccer, but just to go out and play once a week, it's very hard on my body. And I'm physically fit. I stay physically fit. I do strength training. Achilles is the worst injury. Yeah, it's heel. It's like heel Achilles. It's like plantar fasciitis. It's either way, it's a tendonitis. I have I have like a Achilles tendonitis or plantar fasciitis. It's a itis, so it's yeah, it's great cardio. That's why I like it. That's why I like it. It's really fun cardio, but it's hard on your body. It's still hard on your body. I think the turf doesn't help. I got new cleats too. I'm gonna see if that helps out. I played once, but I'm doing calf raises every single day to like strengthen. Like every day I do calf raises now. I think we're gonna come back down here. Yo, how we doing, fam? We're just gonna let this song run out. Let some people arrive to class. Class is gonna start here in about 7 minutes when the market opens. We're gonna review what we've talked about here on the price action so far. We only got 2 more days left of this, fam. I think we've had two days. I only need to do 2 more days of price action to finish up the price action week. And then at some point after Thanksgiving, after this holiday, next week, we're going to do time frames. I don't know how long that's going to take, but we're going to do time frames next week. I believe it's time frames, but yeah, I believe it is time frames. I might scoot in risk management first. I haven't decided, but we're slowly working through it, fam. And the best part about this is, and you know, I get it. I'm a little behind on the course, but we're going to be working through this for the next 3 or 4 months. And we're going to be talking about Bitcoin price action. It's going to come out regardless, right? And you can go back and you can watch it, and you go over there, you go to the Savage Chart YouTube channel or the Twitch channel, right? And you go over here and you're like, all right, look, like he's live right now. He's teaching. Where are these other courses? Because I see Savage's message to CZ. I see him talking about macro direction and all these other things. Now look, all you gotta do is go to live here, click the live, and it shows you all the live courses. So here it is, live teaching price action. This is course 1. Here's course 2 right here. They're all gonna be labeled with the logo right there. All the other ones will not be labeled. Okay, so don't worry about that. But these are the price action. Here we are. This one will be labeled with this. This is the 3rd course of price action. We're gonna be 4th course. It'll be about 50 episodes, fam. So go check that out. All you gotta do is youtube.com/c/savagecharts. Like I said, go to the live tab and you can see the live courses that we're talking about here. Again, if you haven't hit that sub, hit that follow. I appreciate the love and support, fam. I'm here to teach. I'm here to do what I do. I may not always be right, but the point is we're hopefully learning something from the time I spend here teaching, fam. All right. We got the weekly open here. Important line, definitely to talk about. We need to go over the price action a little bit here. I'm gonna pause the music. Okay, so we got the weekly open here, fam. What does the weekly candle look like? Well, it doesn't look that bad. It actually doesn't look bad. We went back down here to the demand zone and we found some demand and we were able to bounce. Now there is a hacker that's selling off here, fam. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but there's a hacker that supposedly stole funds that is being very heavy on the market. Now, do I like longs here? I certainly do. There's a lot to say about what we could break down here. Okay, so we got the weekly open right here, this line right here. We have this kind of you know, whatever you want to call it. It looks like we broke out here. You would like to see a retest of this trend line here because this is resistance. Looks like we broke above that trend line. That could be a good sign. But I would prefer, fam, a gain of here and then bounce. Okay, so I would prefer us to get over here to really look for longs, at least at this point. Probably would be better to scalp a long down here, but at this point I think we're right underneath resistance. You can see it's resistance. This is gonna be a tough area. This will be the area that decides whether we'll go back up there and test that 17k, 17.1k. We'll talk about that in a second. But we broke out of this pennant, fam. Here's the 1 hour, right? We broke out this pennant. It makes a nice little point of control, right? You got this triangle here, And then when you put up that point of control, or you can just use your VPVR, this is where that point of control is. That's where the biggest node is. Again, use the VPVR if you're not very good at this, but I just know from the tip of the triangle, if you imagine when you have this triangle verge like this flag, whatever you want to call it, bull flag or bear flag, when it verges, it makes a point of control, right? Because all the price action and the median price action ends up being right there. So you go over here and you can see, boom, there's my box, there's the point of control. Perfect. So that would be the first area I'd be looking at if I took a long here at 16.250, 16.3. Obviously, today's S&P, NASDAQ, these things all have an effect on Bitcoin right now, unfortunately, because the economic conditions we're in, global economic conditions we're in, but I would say this is the safest setup right now. This is a no trade zone for me. Either coming down here, I want to see a good reaction off this trend line, or us walk it sideways over here off this trend line. That would be the bottom of this price right here, basically where these wicks are. Okay, so you'd want to see us hold this line. That's where I'd take a long. That's where I'd take a long. Right now, could have a good return in a short for a scalp, maybe back down to the lows or even lower. Fam, we're going to zoom out here. All right, we're going to zoom out here. We're going to go over to the weekly. It's important to understand, right, that we kind of lost, in my opinion, we've lost the weekly level. I will say this. Okay, here's the weekly level. Okay, and it looks like we've lost it. Now, we did close above it, and this candle closed above it, but it just doesn't look good until we regain that weekly open, like I said. So like I said, we're right in it. If you had caught the long scalp this morning, great, you're in profit. You could throw that stop in front of it, and you're in good shape. I'm not in a trade right now. I'm happy with my short from yesterday. And I think that any smart trader is going to wait for that weekly open to be retaken. Personally, we're fighting it right now. The NASDAQ, S&P are all set to open around flat, maybe a little bit ahead. Let's see, S&P 3970. Yeah, it just opened. Here we go. Let's check this out. All right, volatility low. All right, so we opened up green a little bit. Wonder if that's going to push up Bitcoin. Doesn't look like it's pushing up Bitcoin. We are expanding. I see a little expansion here going on the volatility on the S&P. Yep, there it is. A little expansion here. Could be okay here. We could make we could clear some stops right up here. Just come up here, wick up, get short. So definitely going to watch that 40-50 is the spot for the S&P. NASDAQ always on juice. Although it's running out of volatility up here. Look at this. The NASDAQ is very high on that RSI. We're kind of, yeah, on the daily too. Ooh. NASDAQ's coming down soon, fam. NASDAQ's coming down, which means the S&P is going to be coming down as well. I can just see it on the volatility. We're compressing up. That's not good, into resistance. So basically, right now, we have this compression here. We're right there at resistance, compression. RSI is topped out. You can see that with confluence with S&P. Right, compressing a little bit. Has a little bit more juice left. So the S&P could definitely come up and NASDAQ could go down. So all these are going to be important factors. Now it's time. All right, I hope everyone's here good. Now it's time. Let's get to the course. All right, let's get to the course. We're going to just do a quick review as we did the last couple times. Slideshow from beginning. Perfect. All right, so price action. Always keep it simple. Price movement reflects the movement of the market. So the price reflects the movement of the markets, right? The price goes up. The movement of the market goes up. History tends to repeat itself. Patterns, etc., and EMA crosses, MA crosses, all those things, even in price action itself, bearish divergence, bullish divergence, all the things of price action, because history repeats itself, you can just use price action by itself, and by using price action by itself, you can keep it simple. We're not talking about using any indicators at this point, fam. You can start using indicators for that bearish and bullish divergence, but overall, higher highs, higher lows, wedges, head and shoulders, all these things you can trade the market just off of price action. Understand deviations, SFPs. Okay. These are different price action. Now we're not gonna go over this. These are different techniques. You can watch this in the previous one. Love failure breakouts. Why failure breakouts are important. So if you get a failed head and shoulder breakout, you can trade that even though it didn't go your way. Failure breakouts are great risk reward ratio, and it gives you nice clean invalidations. Excuse me, my brain's a little bit off this one. Gives you nice clean invalidations, etc., etc., etc. Here's an example of the head and shoulders. You can go through that in the previous slide. You can trade divergences. We talked about this one. Okay. Talk about algo trading using something like super trend. All right. Trading patterns, how you can trade those. We went over a couple examples of those. Here's all the different types of examples. Again, you can go over that in the previous one. Here's a cup and handle. Head and shoulders again. How you play the head and shoulders. Rising wedges. Higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. Okay, to identify trend. Fam, if you don't understand this alone, all right, we're gonna go back to the charts here in a second. This alone gives you a general idea of what's going on. All right, so if we just go out here to the weekly, right, we clearly have a down channel. Now we have lower lows and lower highs going on for a weekly bearish trend. But if you go over here to the, let's say the 5 minute, for example, over here, the 5 minute, right? And you can see, okay, well, the 5 minute still has a higher low. You see this? It hasn't made it broke really structure yet. So we're really underneath resistance. But if we did make this lower low. Now this is where it gets really interesting. All right, let's actually look at this one. Use this one. Give me a second. Give me a second, fam. It actually looks, now that we talk about this, it's funny. You start teaching this and you start talking about it, you're like, I'm talking myself into be bullish. All right, auto, there we go. Okay, look, so here it is. Structure has not broken. Right, the structure has not broken, fam. Right there, resistance. Basically the same, right? You want this structure to break up, but what's nice is, here's your lower low. Here's the sweep. Here's the lower low. Now this is the change in trend. And we talk about the higher highs and higher lows, and this is what all price action is about. We talk about the higher highs and higher lows. When trend changes, the price will fail to break previous higher high or lower low. So if the trend is changing on the 5 minute, for example, right? If the trend is changing on the 5 minute, right? This won't get broken. You see how that works? So it's bearish, it's bearish. All right, here's the change in direction. And you can just see right here, now we have a couple tests for this support that we regained. Here it is, we wicked down, we cleared all the stops, nice. Now the structure doesn't really get bullish till we make a higher high. So we made that lower low, we made a higher low here, right? A little bit, and then now you're trying to make this higher high, not really getting it. But again, fam, this is how you change trend. It could happen, and you can see it building. You just know what you're looking for here. Kind of looks like a little upward channel there, huh? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe a failed channel break. Either way, drawing these lines help you see the higher highs, higher lows, lower lows. This is just the 5 minute. Again, the weekly is in a downtrend, but if you look at the 5 minute and you're trying to identify a trend change, this is how you identify it. This won't get broken, fam, if we're starting to move up here. This won't get broken here, okay? So we did talk about that a lot in the last one. I'm not gonna go over it too much, but trading trend is very important, fam. Don't go against trend, especially if you're new at this stuff. trade the trend, you should be looking for overall macro shorts. A lot of what I talk about could be on an intraday level, but you should always start out as like kind of a macro swing player. I think most people don't understand this. Okay, I think if you're looking for 1 or 2 trades a month, you think CZ Satoshi? No, I don't. What's up, Bawooks? Thanks, my man. You do ice bass recover? I used to, Nabeeks. When we had that like ice bucket challenge thing, I was doing that. But when you're first starting out to try a trade, you should be looking for like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 trades a month. Look for swings. It's really hard to trade this stuff on an intraday level. It is really, really hard. I'm not in a trade right now, but you're damn right. I'm always looking for a setup. Again, like I said, we're not really in that trade zone. Okay, why higher highs and higher lows and higher highs? So we make an upward channel again, right? You can make a downward channel as well, right? So you go over here to the weekly, you see what we're in. We're in this giant downward channel. We're at the bottom of the channel, which is another reason why you shouldn't really be, unless you know what you're doing, you shouldn't really be looking for shorts too much down here. Wait for the structure to break. Wait for those lower lows to break that I just showed you. And that's going to be clear that the trend is still down on lower time frames. But right now, the 5-minute is trying to build up. So this is a perfect example how we're talking about, here's the weekly trend still down, but the 5-minute trend is still trying to climb up. Again, could have an SFP here, have a little bit of a channel here. This is how I'm identifying, okay, is this breaking up? Is this a bear flag? This is how, again, look, you could see how we make these bear flags and then you break down. You test, boom. This is like a bear flag. Little bit of a bear flag, and now they're not perfect, fam. You don't have to be perfect with this shit. It's just the general idea. This is just trend keeps going down here. Trapping longs, breakdown. You know, it's just over and over and over. All you had to do was short right here. People are like, it's gonna go down to 15.3. What are you talking about, Savage? Dude. I'll tell you how I knew that, all right? I looked at the 5-day yesterday. Look at the 5-day. And the 5-day at the moment, I'll show you what it looked like. Might be looking for a long here in a second though. 5-day was up here. So we had this 3 red 5-day going on, and it was like right here. And then I just knew it was going to drop down at least and test this level. It looked so ugly. It was pretty obvious. Although we have some volatility now showing up on this 5-day. We could talk about that in a second. I don't want to get off topic. Excuse me. But either way, point is we let me see. Could be making a head and shoulders. See, these are things you're looking for in price action. We're just using lines, not using any indicators. Be making a head and shoulders here, you know what, looking for that. Want to break up here, want to break these, want to break above that weekly open again that I'm talking about. So yeah, price action, man, you can learn so much from price action, fam. All right, higher highs. Okay, now we're on the new part today, horizontal support and resistance. Give me a second, let's just put on a little song. We're talking about the review. We're gonna go. There's a lot to talk about with horizontal resistance support. Now I'm gonna get a lot of questions like, what about this Savage, this swing failure pattern, deviation? We're gonna talk about that today. I think that's important. But today we will talk about deviation, swing failure patterns, horizontal resistance support, how it's important, why it's important. You've got to find confluence on different time frames. So horizontal support and resistance, sometimes referred to as S/R. All right, if you're on Twitter, you're trying to follow people, follow me, whatever. It's important to understand people use the term SR, support resistance, to identify important levels on certain time frames. So I think it's important to teach this little stuff like, hey, what is What does POC mean? Point of control. That's important. All these little keywords that people talk about. That way you're on the same level. Point of control, like I said, it's where that the price verges in, compresses before it breaks out. It ends up making one of those point of controls, important levels, etc., etc. So here you can see. Well, let me finish the rest of the slide. So some time frames can share the same levels as other time frames, which provide confluence to the levels and therefore can be considered more important. Now, if you're very advanced at this may all sound really like noobish and dumb, but I feel like we all start somewhere, fam. We all start somewhere. So if this is as basic as it gets and you're bored, I'm very sorry. But I think it's important to understand that you can still learn a lot from this course, and it gets more and more advanced as it goes on. And it's gonna take me months to get through this course, fam. It's just gonna take me months to get through this course. So if this is very basic to you, come back in a couple of weeks. You might learn something. Or but I still appreciate everyone asking questions. There's no wrong stupid questions out there. There's no wrong question, fam. So if you have any questions, please shoot it in the chat. Let me go check the YouTube chat real quick, make sure they're over there as well. I got killed the music, unfortunately. So that this doesn't get muted. This course doesn't get muted. I hope that didn't get it there. Okay, so let me just start it all over with this slide. Horizontal support and resistance. Horizontal support and resistance, sometimes referred to as SR, can identify important levels on certain time frames. Some time frames can share the same levels as other time frames. The weekly can share the 3-day. The 3-day can share the daily. The daily can share the 4-hour. You know, different time frames can have the same levels, and that provides confluence to the levels and therefore can be considered more important. Anytime you have confluence across the board for price action, that is important. Confluence is important, fam. We're going to talk about confluence more when we're learning about fibs. Fib confluence between horizontal support and resistance on important levels, and fibs. All right? Confluence with EMAs and MAs. Imagine you have confluence with an EMA, you have confluence with a fib, you have confluence with a horizontal support and resistance line, you have confluence with volume. All these things in the same confluence gives you a big whatever signal that is. Confluence is very important, fam. Confluence is very important. When an important level is lost or gained, it can provide a good trading setup with tight invalidations. Okay? Look at this, the 3-day level. I think it's important to talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick. Yo, Mark, thanks for that sub. I appreciate it. Mark, appreciate it, my man, for the YouTube sub. All right, look, so let's go over here to the chart. All right, let's talk about confluence here. Go to that 3-day level I'm showing right here. Really important level to me is this 3-day. And I'll tell you why. I have a very good memory, and I remember when we lost this 3-day and how loud I shouted at the top of my lungs how bearish it was. And I don't think people understand these important levels make a huge difference. I don't care what anyone says, like TA works, fam. TA works. Okay, I think. Okay, there it is. All right, here's the 3-day level we're looking at right here. All right, we're gonna just follow the price action with this horizontal support and resistance. All right, here, so it's resistance right here. We break back above right here, come back down, retest it, hold it for the 3-day level, right? Still holding it, broke down, summer of 21, broke back above, held structure, broke back down, actually had a nice SFP bear trap right here. And then, of course, now we all know Sam pumped it all the way up. Come back down. Watching this 3-day level. They held it here a long time after this ugly wick. In fact, I turned very bearish here in early December after this candle because as an experienced Bitcoin trader who had been looking at the charts for over 5 years at this point, I had never seen such an ugly candle in my life. And I knew at the top, they held the boat steady, fam, you know, and then they showed a huge leak right here to Savage that it was an instant bear signal. Okay, they still held this 3-day. Okay, they held this 3-day, and look at how tight it got. They held this 3-day, really 40, it was 46K, if I remember, flat, and you can see it's 45,999 when I put up that level. So 46K was that 3-day level, and we broke down below, and this is where I got extremely bearish. In fact, right here on this candle, I had the sell signal. We won't talk about that, and this is where you could have shorted, right? And you could have short right here on this first 3-day, and you could have see how here's the short, here's your stop loss. This is how you trade it. Stop loss, once you break down the important level, you have this 3-day identified here. You have this ugly 3-day clearly broken structure breaking down here. Take the short anywhere in this 3-day candle. You had 3 days to take it anywhere in this candle. You could have put your stop up there, and look at how well that paid to 33K, fam. All right. And then obviously we made a bear flag. That's price action. Talking about price action, the shape here. All right, and we could talk about how this horizontal support and resistance made a swing failure pattern. Now look, when we make these swing failure patterns, fam, all right, these deviations, these tend to happen all the time. So here it is, a little consolidation. This is a bear trap, right? And here it is, this is a bull trap. But the point is you always break down back down. They go up and they tend to test previous level, and what this previous level was right here, believe it or not, in March, the end of March, where that we tested, was the yearly open. So here it is. We opened the yearly. We came back up here, blah, 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 blah. They just tested the yearly open here at 48K. That's right around where it was about $500 away from the yearly open. We actually opened, I think, 47K. It was actually about $1,000. Yeah, I think we opened 47K. But either way, they came up here. They made a deviation, made a swing failure pattern right here, and it came back down. And then if you even know price action more and you know how to draw a bear flag, you could have easily took the retest right here on this bear flag. And this, again, fam, we're not using any indicators here. We're not using volatility. The whole idea of price action, fam, is to keep it simple. If the more you can learn about price action, there's a reason we're talking about price action first in the first week, first chapter of this course, is because this gives you a core. This gives you the core you need to become a successful trader, be able to read the charts. Okay, this gives you the core you need. Being able to identify these shapes, the price action, the higher highs, the higher lows, the change in trend, these horizontal support and resistance, the confluences, being able to see all this together makes you better. You got to focus on this first. Like, forget about EMAs and MAs, forget about the cloud, forget about volatility. Everyone asks about volatility, but if you ain't mastered this shit yet, volatility doesn't mean anything for you. If you haven't mastered time frames, if you haven't mastered how a candle looks, how a death candle looks right here, death candle, this 3-day candle, death candle, it had the biggest, it was even, Ethereum hadn't even dropped yet. It even gave me a better chance of shorting the Ethereum. Being able to identify this candle. But price action alone, fam, if you're not good at price action alone, there's no reason you should be messing with indicators. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. Here's the price action. Here's the horizontal support and resistance. Here's me a swing failure pattern. You see this bear flag, boom. This alone tells you it's bearish right here. Okay, again, we're looking, this is, it's easy to say that now, Savage. Oh, for sure, it's easy to say that now, but I was bearish here. I was bearish when it looked like this. I was bearish here. Why? Because it barely held. This is the ugliest candle I've ever seen. This is a capitulation type candle, and we didn't even capitulate yet. And we broke the 53K support, another horizontal resistance that we could talk about here. Right here it is, 53K. What level? Was that the 2-day? Maybe it's the weekly. See, this is why you use that horizontal support and resistance. Oh, let's watch this. I love going back in time. Like, here we are. All right, we broke down that 53K. I know it's like 53K. I'm going to put it like right here. Right here. All right, so that's the line there. All right. And what? All right, there we go. Yeah, 53 and a half. Then it was the, yeah, so that's pretty good. There's the weekly, but I think it was on the daily level. All right, horizontal support and resistance. Yes, there it is. You look how clean that is. Again, you have your levels marked here. Boom, resistance, support. You go long here. You take your stop here. This is just the daily. Here's daily lines, right? Support, right? You take a long here. Resistance. Got a nice little trend line here. Take some off here. Resistance, right? Break down. Lose that daily level. Immediately you're looking for a retest. Looking for a retest around here. Well, let's see how it plays out. Let's see how it plays out. There it is. There's your retest. You see that in that zone? All you gotta do is match it up to here. This candle right here, the previous. It got close. Obviously front run. Obviously unhealthy market. Now that we know after the Sam thing. Regardless, price action, fam. Price action. Okay? Horizontal support and resistance. See how we found that on the daily? Every level, fam, is going to have, you can go down to the 4 hour. The 4 hour has, the 1 hour has it. 4 hour has it. The 1 hour has it. It's crazy, the confluence. You see right here what we're trying to get over. Well, what are we trying to get over now in the 1 hour, Sav? Well, there it is. Support, support, resistance. What are we trying to get over here? I'll show you where we're trying to get over here. Boom. Put up another hammer. Boom. Boom. You know, this is horizontal resistance support. I'm telling you. Then where's the support? Boom. Check mark. Check mark. Boom. See how that works, fam? This is the 1 hour. Every time frame has it. You could draw a million lines. I've showed this chart before. I'm gonna show this chart again. Hate showing it because it actually, you know what? It's a good thing to show. The reason is because it shows you how far I've come. But this is the God tier chart, fam. You think you know what you're doing? Pfft. Fam, you guys don't know what you're doing, dude. Your chart look like this? No, you know what this chart is, fam? I got a World Cup joke coming. This chart is messy. It's a losing chart. It's real messy, fam. Real messy. Although these lines look good. Look at those lines. I made this chart like years ago. Look at the lines. I mean, like, this is before the bull run even started. Years ago. That red line's important. Oh, I know the red lines are important. The red lines are important, fam. Yo, Monster TV, yo, thanks for the follow. But my point is, you could put these lines on every time frame and then your chart looks really messy. But it's important just to practice, I think, you know, practice the craft of building a chart, noticing the levels, seeing the levels without maybe dropping so many lines. Right? And then you could throw in the weekly open line. We were talking about that thing, the 16,250. It's just above this resistance here a little bit. It's about $50 above this line. The 1 hour right there, weekly. So it's obviously an important level. This is an important level we're seeing right here. All right. You guys got it? Any questions? Moving on. There's a lot of support and resistance strategies. Pivot levels, Fibonacci retracements, new highs and lows, gap up, gap down, support resistance. Manually drawing, you can use indicators, automatic. There's zones, those are like boxes. Using risk reward ratio in trading. Here's the example of the support and resistance on the 3-day. Right? That 3-day chart. Again, right? Support, support. And this will have confluence, like I said, on the daily. Support, support. I feel like we should have a workshop. Everyone should go out there and be practicing this right now as they build a chart. Resistance. This was like the easiest. This is the easiest to turn bearish. It was so easy. So easy. So easy when you lost that level. Right? Swing failure pattern. I don't have a slide for swing failure pattern. I realize I effed up and slide, but this is called an SFP, or a deviation of range. And again, these tend to test a level above, and it really just went up there and kind of tested that yearly open. That was the yearly open level. Body. Always body. Always body. Yeah, always body. Trend lines are a little bit different. I mean, on trend lines, you put them on the body, but like, I usually throw a second trend line for wicks because I don't want to FOMO into a long and then get it become like a swing failure pattern. But yes, definitely bodies of candles. You can see how clean this is right here. And this is just using one line. I tend to use like a box. I think boxes are good to... You can see how we wicked up here, and this is still resistance distribution. So this area became huge resistance after it was huge support. You can see how the bodies matter here. Really needed to close some bodies up here, and then you feel, you know, you kind of fall for this bull trap if you don't know what a bear flag looks like. This was resistance. You see that? Here's the support. They build the support, distribution, resistance, SFP. Boom, 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 boom. God, I wish it took that long. Yeah, for sure. For sure, guys. Almost took that long. It's so funny. Oh no, we'll see. I'm not rushing it. Be good for the week. Okay. Go. All right, so using support and resistance for buying, fam. So where are we now? Let's see. Let's just use a good. All right, resistance, support, and a sideways trend. Breaker resistance. Here we go, right? Here's our breaker resistance coming. We really want to see that weekly open. So, at the weekly open, I believe I could use the spaceman. I think it's better to use the start drawing these by yourself. But like, I just go to the weekly candle and I go right here at the top of the candle. Okay, we haven't talked about candle shapes yet. I get it. Top of the wick is above weekly open, right? That's the wick we've made, and that's how low the weekly has gone on since it's what, Tuesday now. So the holiday this week. So you see right here 15,481. So this is the weekly candle we're working with right now. So I'm just gonna put up there. I'm gonna mark it like this, weekly open. All right, I'm gonna go back to those lower time frames, and that's kind of the look at that, really clean, right? So this is kind of the box we want to see broken to have some confirmation going long in this exact same kind of lesson that we're learning right now. So again, using support and resistance for buying, breaking resistance, right? Support, retest. You can use it for selling, right? Break down a support, same thing. So we are trying to break this resistance right here. You throw in like an indicator, which I'm going to do right here. It's a little bit cheating for this lesson, but you throw in one indicator like volatility. You can see an increase in volatility into resistance. Very nice to see, but I do not like seeing on the 30-minute RSI is a little bit maxed out there at resistance. So we will see. This could go into this could be high volatility into bigger volatility down. We could just be going sideways here. Generally speaking, fam, you're talking about, right, how trend works. Find some blank space real quick. We're just talking about how trend works. Okay. Right, so here's support, price actions sideways, right? We change, right? We're going down, reach that support. We tend to make a lower low and then come back up, right? There's our low. Now we're expecting this trend change, like kind of what we talked about this morning, about how we have a nice setup for a trend change. We have that lower low. As long as we don't lose that lower low, we could, on lower time frames on the 5-minute, be moving up now. We're talking about the current price. But again, if that were to happen, you come up here, right? So here it is. Come up here and you go sideways. You break above, come down, usually retest this line right here. Kind of like a neckline, right? You retest that line and then you continue up. Now there could be another area where we do this. That's not trend change, fam. Because this could be just doing this here at resistance. Or it could be coming down here and testing that support that it just, or that resistance it just broke, right? So these levels, as you can see here, and then it could come up here and break that resistance, and you're still making on this time frame higher lows, right, and higher highs. And so knowing how to put the horizontal support and resistance down, knowing how to trade these things, super important, fam. Super important. Knowing where to put your wicks, right? Like your stops. Like, okay, if I'm gonna take a long here, all right, I take a long here, retest the support. I'll put my stop right there. We shouldn't break this lower low, this structure, this consolidation below this new support that we just gained if it continues to be bullish. Again, here's where I'm going to take my long, take my stop at the wick over here somewhere, right? Boom. And so we're seeing right now, what's interesting about this is what we're seeing this literally on the low time frames now. That's what it's trying to do. We're trying to, all right, here we go. This is it. This is the change of trend. We have to break this to move up. We have to get above this level. If we don't, then it's very likely we're going to go down and keep this trend of lower lows going. So right now, people are like, oh, I'm bullish, I'm taking a long. This is not the area to take a long. This is the area to take a long. Down here. Right where you've made this nice little triangle. We've converged on price. The VPVR tells us probably right here is where you want to go long. I wouldn't take it this next time around, but I'm saying like that was the setup. Look at this. Boom, right where the line is. Made another price convergence right here. Retested. This is it right here. Retest right here. Low, low. Retest here. Retest here. So it's so far, it looks, the bulls have a chance, but we got to break up above the weekly open. And so this is kind of how you trade things. You're not gonna take a long here. Now, me, I'm completely different. I've gotten comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Normally here in my heyday, and I've gotten a little bit better about doing this lately. I would say in the last 6 months, 8 months. My heyday, I'd see this higher volatility right here and be like, boom. But I'm not long into a support person anymore. I prefer the breakout. I prefer not getting wrecked here at support. I do think the R&R, as it looks, with Bitcoin being as weak as it is, and crypto being obviously in the state of what it is right now, I do think we're going to see a little bit lower. I was expecting us to go right down to 14.3, 13.7, and it could be a long, slow bleed. Right now, you should be looking for shorts until something like this happens. Because right now, the structure is still, like I said, this is sideways, right? Going back up here to this, taking away the indicators, right? Take away the indicators. Don't want to cheat again. If we go back up to the sideways action, whether this is up or down, right? Doesn't really matter. We could invert this, right? And right now, this is what we're seeing. Right now, what we're seeing is, all right. Put my chalkboard here. All right. So right now, this is what we're seeing, unfortunately. Here's that resistance. Made that lower low. Now we come up here. We're trying to do this. But if we fail to break here, and we don't have some retest to bounce here and go high, make basically a higher low. Right? We don't do this. We're just going to go and make a lower low. And so the 5 minute or the 1 hour, the whatever is still, all we're doing right now, all we're doing right now is this, basically, in a simple sense. That's all we've done until this happens, which is basically what it's trying to do. So unfortunately, it's still bearish, and I can just see this from price action standpoint. Now, on low time frames, you could have scalped this. It would have been great. I get it. You could have scalped at the lows. I actually thought about last night. I do not lie to you. I almost had a public tweet that was gonna be like long, you know, but so many people thought like with my ballsy call of 15.3. Like, what the fuck is this guy thinking? You know, like this guy's like long, like what the fuck is he long now? Like, you know, and the problem is it confuses people, and I don't want to confuse. I don't know, but yes, this is what's happening. Here's the resistance. Unfortunately, it looks bad, weak on this candle. RSI is topped out, and I can just tell, like I said, I don't even need this. I can just tell from a price action standpoint, we haven't broken structure yet. We haven't made that higher high on a lower time frame, 5 minute, 30 minute, 15 minute, whatever, to change this structure. This is not an area we would go long. Now, if we had broken that structure and we were at the, let's say the next level, let's say we're at this level right here, we had broken this structure here, blah, 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 and then I'm really ballsy, maybe I'll take a long here because trying to start to continue up. But right now, we still have not broken structure at all, and it could still be going down and just catching longs, right? Where it's a slow bleed. And again, like I said, I can just tell from a price action standpoint. All right, so many ways to trade horizontal support and resistance. And that is it for today. Like I said, I didn't do a slide on SFPs, but SFPs happen all the time. All right, we talked about, like I said, on the 3-day, right? But we also have a nice SFP here, and I'm showing this on the weekly. It's a really beautiful channel that we're seeing here, and they're trying to hold the channel. I'm not gonna lie, they are trying to hold the channel here. See, it's beautiful downward channel. We have a nice swing failure pattern here. All right, so we broke over the previous high, that resistance of 60.5 on the weekly, broke over, held it, right? So resistance, let's just draw our shit. Resistance. Then we got the A-OK support. See that resistance, support. We even held some weekly candles above there, distributed a little bit. But this is just a swing failure pattern, fam. That's all it is. It gives you great trading opportunities. You take shorts up here, right? Next resistance was right here. That was actually a fib. We'll talk about that later. I'll show you this fib later. This was just a simple fib change. Boom to boom, a little extension, the 1.236 extension. So that was cool. We'll talk about that when we get to fibs. But either way, this is a swing failure pattern. Great trading setup here. You could have longed up here, but I became very bearish just because it wasn't in price discovery, fam. It didn't act like price discovery. So that alone told me. But yeah, fam, I'm glad you guys came by. I hope you learned something. I'm gonna put on some music. I'm not going anywhere yet. We're gonna just watch shit play out. I hope you enjoyed today's course. Oh man, it's a lot of talking, you know, a lot of talking. Sorry if I get annoying too. Yo, Mandalo, I appreciate you. And this will be up in the, all the VODs are there. I'm labeling them. They're in live section of YouTube, but in my Twitch VOD, they're right there in the Twitch VOD. Anybody have questions today? About today? Like, we're getting it. We're getting it. Yo, Massinu, thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. All right, so there we go. All right, that's all I'm looking at right there. Bino, I thank you. Oh yeah, Monkster, I thank you for coming by. Crypto Noob, yep, for sure. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, man. You know what? It'd be good to pull up some EMAs and MAs on this shit. If we can close over this 21 EMA on the 4-hour, it's kind of good. Pump it. Pump it. I just want to see him take this level. why it happened. Oh, why does it do that? What a bum. All right. All right, S&P is pumping a little bit. Nasdaq's done though, fam. I'm telling you right now. Oh man, Nasdaq's done. It's top, bro. It's top, bruvs. Nasdaq's top, bro. 100%. I can just see it. Uh-oh, Bitcoin. Trying to test resistance. Time to go. Oh no. Let's see. Let's see, fam. How can you tell bottom is in long term? I mean, I'll be able to tell because we get to an important level in volatility. I can tell by volatility. Volatility is like a people don't understand. Volatility is like a component of volume. It's like a better component than volume. So like when like real volatility comes in, it's clean, very clean on the charts, clean, clear, and I can tell when market participants come in heavy from volatility. All kinds of things. I mean, I don't just use volatility, but there's, I mean, I just have, this is my, God, this is my third bull cycle I'll be going into. Third bull cycle. I've been here a while. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is, God, I never thought we'd be this low again. But shit happens and here we are. Where? All right, we gotta find. Still among top 40 ether holders. The hacker. Bam. He's still among a top 40 ether holder. Look, he split the funds across like 12 wallets. Dude knows what he's doing. He's like, dude definitely knows what he's doing. What? He'll be selling that home soon. That's a scary sign right there. I feel like it's a short. I feel like I got short it, fam. I feel like I got a short it, fam. You think the Bears got it all the way down here just to give it up? Nah, not because of RSI dropping, because of volatility. Oh yeah, gotta go. Gotta go with it short here. Ugh. Hold on 1 second, fam. Give me a second. I'm just gonna kill the camera. Whoa. 2 monitors just went out? Two monitors just crashed? 2 monitors just crashed? There we go. What match is on right now? Mexico versus Poland, right? Oh, it's not on yet. Okay, never mind. I was gonna put it up on screen for probably get in trouble. Okay. We'll have a monitor out. What's happened? I hacked? Jesus Christ. That sucks. I don't know what happened. I got a monitor that blew over here, guys. I literally got a monitor that blew over here. Oh, I'm gonna try some shit. Back in. Try the old unplug it, plug it back in. Plugging it. Back in. There it is. Goof. Got it, fam. Don't throw the mouse at it. Bro, I like literally thought I lost the monitor. I'm not even gonna lie. Literally thought I was gonna lost some honor. That's all fucked up. Alright, we're good. Good, fam. We're good. Alright, now it just needs to drop it like it's hot, fam. We just need to drop it like it's hot. It needs to go down. It needs to go down from here, fam. In fact, you know what? Let's make the call. Let's make the official. Let's make this official, fam. Point one. It is a jam, right? Yeah, maybe Nimbeeks. I mean, possible.
It's only now I felt the wheels of motion slowing down for you. I know that you still feel for me and I feel for you. It's only now I felt the wheels of motion slowing down for you. I know that you still feel for me and I feel for you. It's only now I felt the wheels of motion slowing down for you. I know that you still feel for me and I feel for you. It's only now I felt the wheels of motion slowing down for you. I know that you still feel for me and I feel for you. It's only now I felt the wheels of motion slowing down for you.
Yo, Joe Crypto, thank you for that follow. All right, so talk about price action, fam. What does this look like? Oh, wedgie. Getting some SPX help. It's got the rising wedge look, fam. Yo, what up? Awake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just trying to get that 21 EMA on the 4R. Look at that. I don't know if I like this. Whatever, I'll just let it stop. Yo, fam, I appreciate you coming by. I'm gonna try to get out another class tomorrow, the last one on price action. Then next week we'll start time frames. Mad love, appreciate everybody. Thank you for coming by again. Join the Discord, sign up. Sign up using my referral on Being X, and you can get $100, 4K deposit bonus. What else you get? You get 50 bucks for your first $1,000 in trading volume. Show some love, show some support. I think this is the move for the day, fam. I think we're gonna drop back into range, down low. Gonna play it to invalidation. Again, thank you everybody for coming by. Mad love, appreciate all you.